Good evening, everyone. You're here with Matt from the Warble, and I'm joined by Sean, Ultimate Greatness. How's it going, Sean?
Doing pretty well, Matt. Yeah, we've got some exciting stuff to talk about. Got some, another elephant in the room as well. So, the fact that we have another channel that we're officially using at the moment.
Yeah, so this will be going out to Sean's channel, Ultimate Greatness. So you are officially back, mate.
Yeah, technically the channel is back. I
That is
made
awesome.
a bit of a community post just to be like,
Yep.
we're just gonna try out some things. So it's not a I don't know. I guess it depends on what your definition of a comeback is. Like, is there going to be content? Absolutely, but like, it's going to be a bit of a trial and error type of situation, and bit of a easing back into it. Consider it a practice match to the real, to the actual home and away season, if you want to call it that. But yeah, I think I would like to hope that this is going to be like a regular thing with content coming out at the very least by day one of preseason. But if we
Yep.
can get some content around the trade period, I'm trying to push for that, but we'll just sort of see how we go.
Awesome stuff. So I'm just putting the link for your channel in the chat there. So if you haven't already, jump on there
Yep.
and subscribe to Ultimate Greatness. So did you have a look and check that it's streaming all well and good over there?
That actually would be a great idea to check. This is what happens when I'm so out of touch, and like again, it's like the whole idea of it has been very hard to grasp. It's been I feel like we've been talking about it for a few weeks now, if not longer
Yep.
actually. But it's kind of a bit of a surreal moment. So, but no, happy to get started. And as I said, a bit of trial and error. We're going to be trialing some things, but I mean, not that it'll be any different to the audience. Everything content-wise will be the same in terms of what we've dished out in recent times. It's just that you know maybe if I do some isolated videos down the track, get back to even training videos, you just never know. If I go back to
Yep.
other videos I've done in the past, or even just maybe new videos in general, but that'll probably need a bit more time. But again, just leaving it all up in the air. Never say never, and we'll just sort of see how we go, and wherever the wind takes us is where the wind takes us, if that makes any sense.
Now, I've just been over and it's definitely live on your channel, and people are commenting. So whether you're on the Warble or Ultimate Greatness, welcome everyone. And could we see? Could we? I know it's late in the season now, but could we see a sneaky appearance at training at some stage for some footage over finals?
Footage probably. Yeah, I would say it's unlikely. Again, never say never. Um, because because again, I'd have to need to get the equipment ready to go and stuff. So
Yep.
I don't know. I feel like I won't say no, but it's definitely not something that's like confirmed. So I don't know. As I
All
said,
right.
we'll see. Like we take it day by day.
Yeah, that's it. Don't put the expectations up too high. Keep them
Yeah,
low
I've
and
done
then
that
over
before.
deliver.
I've done that. I've done that before, and I've what's the word? Crashed in a blaze of glory, or a blaze of maybe not glory, but yeah, certainly went up in a blaze. That's for sure.
Yeah, because you've got like, what is it? You've got like 500 subs or more.
Yeah,
Um,
so start of 24, that was when I had a big blow up. I reckon I was on about 150 subs, 120 subs, somewhere around there. And then it was the February of 2024. All of a sudden, I just looked on my analytics, and I think I had like 250, 300 subs. As I just casually checked, and I thought it was a glitch. I thought it was a bug. Thought that was a bit strange. Like I was about 150. Last time I checked. Why the hell am I 250? And then obviously then the next day I think I checked it and I was about. I think I gained maybe 20 subs, and then I reckon after that it was like every day I was gaining 20, 30 subs a day. And then next thing I knew, by I think it was by middle of March, end of March, I think I was just under 600. I was about 580 or somewhere around there. So the momentum was definitely kicking for sure.
Yeah.
But then I think I've spoken about it on other channels. Like I think I mentioned on your channel, Matt, in terms of what happened in that period. Because unfortunately I had some health issues and some stories to sort of held me back a bit. But yeah, it's been a bit of an adjustment. Then there was also the not insecurities, but just the anxieties of sort of coming back, and it's been a long journey, and I feel like the last probably few months it probably could have made a comeback at any point. But it was just one of those things I just needed just to bite the bullet and just do it. And I think, I mean, I do have to thank yourself and also Mick and the other channels out there. That the fact that we do these like streaming channels, and we're very loose in the way that we do our content. Like there's really no scripts, and because it's all light-hearted and fun, that's definitely made the process a hell of a lot easier. So I do have to thank all the people that have been in that process for sure. And sorry, it just it just feels like I've just turned this into a me thing. So
No.
Cool. And YouTube just decided to say hello there. Sorry, I've just turned this into a bit of like a me thing, but no, it's all exciting, and just cannot wait to get started.
And you're more than welcome, and I need to say thank you to you as well, because you've helped me, holding up your end on my channel, often hosting a stream when I'm not even there, and I've got full trust for you to do that, and I've got something to go and watch later at night or the next day, and so everyone else appreciates that as well. So we probably wouldn't be many channels getting as much content as we're combining, getting it out there. So, and all of these streams as well, like there's good content all through them. It's not all gold, but it's it's easy, not easy, but it's a way to go back and say, oh, hey, we had a good discussion about this and that last night, and you can go back, download the video, and chop up a 15-minute bit that came from a live stream, and there's some good content. So
absolutely,
there's lots of ways to leverage off what you're doing, and what people like you say, like Mick on Magpie Army Chronicles, and because you're on there a lot as well. Great channel. So let's say g'day to some people in the chat who've joined. Hey lads, g'day Age, how you doing, mate? Welcome.
Hey Age.
Hello Ben.
Benny.
Who else have we got? Stephanos, how are you, buddy? G'day Chrissy. Manny. Yes, greatness is lifting big time.
Yeah, actually, another thing that was been out of character for me, because I haven't been there in about 2 weeks. I actually went to the gym this morning, so already got 10K steps in by 12 o'clock. So I'm hoping, once the stream ends, maybe I might just go back there and get another 10K. You just never know. So again, like a lot of new beginnings, showing a bit of courage, showing a bit of backbone, and about time I'm doing it.
This is a promise? Is this a promised Star Wars stream? I bloody hope not, but it probably will eventuate at some stage.
It could be. I mean, you never know. Stay tuned to find out. That's a bit of an actual inside joke. So, yeah. Who knows? Maybe stay tuned for that one. Who knows?
Now, it looks like we've got a Geelong fan in the chat. Hey, Manny, what happened to Geelong against Collingwood? Welcome, punks. We welcome opposition fan. Assuming you're a Geelong fan, we're going to have a Geelong fan joining us soon, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
We do welcome opposition fans. In fact, later tonight we've got a stream which will be an opposition fan chat at 10:30. So welcome to join us there.
Absolutely.
There we go. Yes, we did get smacked by the Cats. Is the tinfoil hat reference about conspiracy theories? Yes, it's Collingwood and football related conspiracy theories, punks, and our opinions are often not popular, but we welcome any opinions in the chat. Not everyone will agree with us. Some do, but that's okay. That's a good question, Manny. You can be on. You can watch this either on Ultimate Greatness or the Warble. Doesn't matter. It'll be the exact same stream, and the replay will be available on both streams. So to answer your question, so if you comment on Ultimate Greatness, it will be on his channel. But if you comment on the Warble, it will be on my channel. But we see all the comments come through in StreamYard, whether you do it on the Warble or Ultimate Greatness. But what you can do is you can give it if you give it a like on Sean's on Ultimate Greatness, you can also do a separate like on mine. We both get separate likes that way, so that's good.
Yeah, it's just at the end of the day, it's a bit of choice, bit of option. Yeah, we get to sort of we basically put it in the hands of the viewers in terms of if they want to view my channel, if they want to view Matt's channel, if they want to view any other channels. It's I think it's a good thing. It's because even if it is a thing of if you want to even rotate between creators on the streams that we do, it's at the end of the day, it's up to the viewers, up to the people that want to watch the content and how they choose to consume it, I guess. The only thing that you probably should do is make sure you're liking probably all the streams so that everyone gets supported. But again, if you want to go in a certain way in terms of wanting to watch the stream live through a certain creator, you have that choice. And I think at the end of the day, choices are only a good thing.
Yep. Like I just checked, you've got 535 subscribers. And any of those are quite welcome to come and subscribe to the Warble. And anyone who's a Warble subscriber, like I've only got 130 or something, they can go over and subscribe to Sean. So Manny says he's just subscribed. Fucking lift.
Yeah, I feel like I've already gained about 3 subs. So there you go.
There you go. It's happening. It's happening.
So, yeah, God, tell that to the anxiety.
Now, also, we've got someone backstage. I'm going to bring him on.
Yep.
Welcome, Lucas.
Yeah, how you doing, Warble and Greatness? How are we doing, guys?
Pretty good.
Good on. Yeah, we're really good, mate. Really good.
Fantastic. Hope everyone in the chat's doing well as all right. Hope they're going well. Hope your days are going well.
Yep, and you've got a lot of streams happening, and you're going to be doing some earlier streams as well. I understand, starting from tomorrow.
Yes, I'll be doing the selection show. Hopefully, we can get some people involved in that. Hopefully, we can get we'll talk about Geelong. We'll talk about Collingwood. We'll talk about Essendon if Void and Ray want to come on, we can do all the selection hype, team news, and that will go on. That will start at 5:30 Melbourne time. And that will go through to about 6:30 or however many people stay on. But planning for an hour and a half. But we'll see if people stay on. We'll keep going. But do that Thursday, and Tuesday is the kind of like a review show. If people want to come in and want to talk about the game that just happened over the weekend, or anything in general, we can talk about that as well. So some exciting stuff coming.
Awesome. So so for footy nuffies like us, that means that so Monday to Thursday there's going to be streams going every day. So someone will, if it's not Sean, it'll be me. If it's not me, it'll be Lucas, and a lot of our guests that we have on will be joining in as well. And that's on top of a lot of the streams that we're already doing. So excited to be watching tomorrow, mate.
Absolutely, and hopefully people can get involved, and I'll put people on, and we can talk about some selection, some team news, and whether we agree or disagree. Should be good. Excited for it.
Awesome. Now, you sent me something interesting before about Pendles. I'm going to just
yes, correct. Yes, I did. About his future or potential future at the club, if potential leaving or potential staying or potential retirement. Hopefully, people can make what they want out of that. But very interesting stuff with Pendles with the news today.
Now, what happens if you play something on X? Is that a copyright sort of thing, or should I just?
No, it shouldn't be because it's X.
X, okay, they're a bit less.
Yeah, I think with YouTube they're pretty strict with those things, but I'm not sure because I've never really interacted with Twitter in this sense, so I'm not.
I think it's just YouTube that they have a problem with, to be fair.
Yeah.
But then again, Matt, if you do come off, then you know
what's happened. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Stephanos. Glad you're enjoying it.
Yep.
Okay, now just a quick question from it's actually Albert Collier, Punks.
It kind of looks like it actually kind of looks like Graham Wright. That's what every time I look at it, I can't get Graham Wright out of my head.
It actually looks a bit like Ed Allen, I reckon, since it's been coloured.
You reckon?
Yeah. It's got a bit of Ed Allen about it.
I reckon there's definitely. Graham Wright unfortunately was a bit sort of past my sort of like watching days and stuff. But I actually watched the 1990 grand final maybe a month ago, I reckon, and I knew he obviously existed in the 1990 grand final and stuff. But it was just one of those like it's just I don't know. It's always funny because like when you watch certain games, you watch them at a certain age and the way you comprehend things, depending on like the ages that you are, you can comprehend them like differently. And then I have Righty in a very high regard in terms of what he does and stuff. It was just, that's the Collingwood superstar Graham Wright. Yeah, definitely know his history and all that stuff. So when I saw it, I was a bit sort of like, that's awesome. Like it's kind of surreal. It's surreal, the right word. It's kind of like when you kind of see a movie with an actor you really like, and then you go watch a movie 10, 15 years ago, and it's a younger version of that exact actor. Like it's one of those sort of like moments.
No, Graham Wright was a gun. He actually should have won a Brownlow, but he got absolutely robbed. In 1990, he was the league's best player, but he got pipped by Libba. Tony Liberatore won the Brownlow in 1990.
He played wing as well, yeah? He was like a tough winger. He played wing.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he started as like a forward pocket, and then he moved onto a wing. So he was a premiership wingman. You had Darren Mullane on one wing, and Graham Wright was on the other wing.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
All right, let's watch a bit of the corn.
Before we let you go, let's go to Collingwood.
Does that sound okay?
And Scott Pendlebury's future, what can you tell us?
So there is a difference of opinion at the very highest levels of Collingwood Football Club over whether Pendlebury should play on or not.
Between who?
There are some senior staff that believe he should play on. There's some senior staff that are unsure, and there's some senior staff that believe it's now.
Why are you being coy around their titles as senior staff? Is it the coach, and where does he sit?
I don't think it's appropriate for me to say exactly which person believes which.
Well, the two main people to make that decision surely is the list manager and the coach. If the coach thinks he can play him and get benefit out of an experience playing, we've heard Fly say over the last few weeks how important he's been on field, off field as a leader. If the coach thinks that and the list manager thinks that, then surely there's a contract there.
Well, I think if they all thought that, then he'd play on as well.
So there's
Scott Pendlebury wants to play on.
So there's out of those two.
Well, you're the one saying that they're the two key.
In my opinion, they'll be the two who would have the strongest say.
Do you think he should play on?
Well, I think he's got benefit there. If they can fit him in the salary cap, he's not going to squash out a kid who can develop into a role. Then he's done enough to prove his spot, if they both agree.
I can tell you Charlie Gardner's also been very heavily involved in these conversations with Scott Pendlebury, and obviously the CEO, Craig Kelly, as well, will have a level of influence as well.
It sounds very sensitive.
It's incredibly delicate, incredibly sensitive, particularly because he wants to play on. And that's why...
And no one's offered him a contract yet.
No one's offered him a contract yet, and that is why I do believe there is a small chance that he could play elsewhere next year. It's not completely out of the realms of possibility that Pendlebury could be playing in another jumper next year. Now, what's the most likely scenario? I still believe the most likely scenario is he's at Collingwood as a player, but it's not certain, and there is a difference of opinion as to exactly how this plays out.
All right, thank you, Tom.
Thanks, guys.
Nice work. All right, Caro, let's go.
Okay, so another example of the media not knowing what's going on at Collingwood.
Yeah.
Now, at the start of the year, or even, a third way into the year, myself and I know others thought Pendles has got to go around again.
Yep.
Now, since then, pretty much since his milestone game, he's really gone downhill. Not as bad as Sidey, and he's not terrible, but young kids have gone past him. We've now seen the emergence of Anderson, Allen, Swadling. These guys are. I believe these guys are all ahead of Pendles now. Now we're supposed to be a 90% chance of getting Lockie Neal. It might come down to if Lockie Neal comes in, there's no way Pendle stays. So Fly has said over and over when he got mixed up in that whole, players not picks, and he said he never said that, which he did. He loves to say how, it's the list management. The list management does that. I don't get involved. That's the list management. So if that's the case, and it is Lepper, the list manager, the list manager who's saying that Pendles is not going to go around again, I think that's what's happening. Fly, it needs to be taken out of his hands. You've been great, Pendles, but I think it's time to hang up the boots and go out on a good note. If he goes around next year, we know Fly is going to play him in front of kids, and it'll be play this week, don't play the next week. Rest him here, rest him that. Yep. In my opinion, I think it's time for him to hang up the boots. There's just too many kids that have gone past him. Maybe they're not a gun like he has been in the past, but what are your thoughts, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, it's been something I've been thinking about all week, really. Like, it just comes down to just the system, and the structure and the way that we play. Like, we're going, it's so clear we're going back to that 22-23 brand of football, and a lot of the older guys, they just can't go. I think you'll find over the next probably 2, potentially even 3 seasons, obviously including this one that we're playing right now, you're going to see a lot of these guys sort of really fatigue out of the system, and it's just a matter of if Fly is going to actually show the selection integrity. I've been very critical of a few players, and I don't really care if you played one game or if you played 1,000. At the end of the day, the job is to win flags. The job is to, be a part of dynasties. It's I think I've even said it multiple times here that I don't want to win one flag. I want to win all of the flags. I feel like if your intent is to not win a flag, I think you shouldn't be in the club. You should just go elsewhere. But intent and execution are obviously two different things. From an execution point of view, of course, we can't win every flag every year. But the intent should always be to win a flag and to be a part of dynasties and to be a part of a club that is the most successful club. Because if that's not where the intent is, then that's literally the blueprint to basically being the best club is basically wanting to be the best.
Pensioner Bury should have retired last season.
I mean, again, you can create an argument for that. I mean, I know I won't go into too much detail, but I mentioned when was it? Anyway, recently that when it comes to even Sidebottom is that we're going to have a celebration game for Sidebottom, and that's great. Sidebottom's had a fantastic career. I would never take anything what he's done in his career, but my sort of conversation around that is, as much as he's had a great career, I feel like he's had a pretty disappointing season. And and I think that, and I guess, and I'll probably make it a bit easier by probably putting this part in it as well, is that we had someone like Hoskin Elliott last season, go through the process that he did, and he didn't even get a shot at the finals, and we ended up making a prelim. I'm sort of looking at Sidebottom, and yes, you can go, okay, but he's played more games. Oh, sorry, Sidey's played more games than Hoskin. Sidey's done this, he's done that. I wanna just put it out there, just as an open conversation. Like, is it right to have Hoskin not play through the finals, but then we're going to play Sidey through the finals? Because I would argue, I mean, personally, I would take a current version of Hoskin Elliott right now, just because I think he was a bit more versatile of a player. I feel like he was very selfless as a player, because that was just the role that he had. The amount of times he would have to help, a teammate, because if there was like a, say like a 2-on-3 or like a 1-on-2, he would be the one that would come off his man to then go help out the contest. He was just a very selfless player, where I feel like with Sidey, and again, I'm happy to have the conversation. I'm happy to even be proven wrong. In fact, if I'm wrong, I think I'd even prefer at this point. I don't see any value, or if there is, I just at the best case scenario, I see very little out of Sidebottom in terms of value. And as I said, I'd even take a current version of Hoskin Elliott, let alone last year's version of Hoskin Elliott, because I just think that that's just how far he's fallen. And I do think he went 1 year too long in terms of Sidebottom, but yeah, and in terms of his career, does he deserve the celebration game? Absolutely. But I wouldn't say that he's deserved the celebration game given the season. That just in the isolation of this season alone, I don't think his form has warranted a celebration game.
Yeah, I think we've sort of got a bit fortunate that this is effectively a dead rubber for us. So, if there's ever a chance that you could give someone a farewell game who's not really deserving of a game, it's Friday. But, there really shouldn't be any room for sentiment in football. But I would much prefer they say, okay, farewell game this week, and then that's it, rather than carry him through finals. Like we get into he's playing at a wild card, and then because we can really get exposed with him in the side, especially if him and Pendles are both playing at the same time. With Pendles, I would say the reason why Leper is not even considering giving Pendles a chance to go around is that Fly won't be able to help himself. Fly will pick him whenever he can. And if it was another club, they might say to Pendles, look, we really like, you're effectively like an assistant coach. We want you to go on for another year, but we can't guarantee you games. We're thinking you might play 8 to 12 games maybe, but we can't even guarantee that. But we'd like to be on the list. We're going to pay you a salary, but you will be playing at least half of the year in the VFL. And that's strategic for us because we want you to coach our VFL. Okay?
Yep.
But that's not going to happen under Fly.
Yeah.
Fly treats the VFL like it's below him. It's why he doesn't watch VFL, Fly. It's below him. And he thinks it's below his pets as well, his favourites, which is absolute crap. I mean, would you guys agree that if Pendles was not guaranteed a game but stayed on as a development type role where he's playing mostly VFL, that would be very valuable to us? Could you see that as a value to us, where he's essentially depth? Like he's good enough to he's in our top 30, but he's now no longer in our top 23.
Yep, I would agree with that. And then and because also as well, a lot of the games he has played well in, like have a think about it. Like outside of probably Adelaide, but again, Pendles has always had a good record against Adelaide, so I feel like again that's the exception to the rule rather than the rule itself. We need to look at it in a I mean, even something like a team like Hawthorn. Like, when was the last time we had Pendles play well against Hawthorn?
Yeah, true.
And it's also why I'm also really excited about someone like a Swaddling and an Allen. Those guys stood up against Hawthorn. Like they probably played their best games for the club against Hawthorn when we've had players previously play their worst games. So there's again, I feel like that there's always like those like patterns you need to sort of look out for, and even like Nick, I feel like Nick always seems to bring out his best against Adelaide. I mean, I'm sure someone can find out the reason why. They can dissect the game to whichever, but any time we seem to play Adelaide, we have Pendlebury will play well, Dagos will play well. Even Sidey always seems to pop up against Adelaide. So there's obviously a bit of a sign that whatever Adelaide are doing in isolation, they seem to really thrive in terms of what they do. So it's fascinating to know why they do this, because it's not exactly clear in terms of why they're performing. But again, and then the other Pendlebury game you can look at is probably Anzac Day. I'm sure there's been Pendlebury games where he's gotten like the low 20s, even maybe mid 20s. But again, especially with Pendles, like Pendles has never really had bad games going into this season. Like this has been the first season I feel like we've had. And I hate to say it, I think this is the first season we've had from him where we're actually getting bad Pendlebury games. Like have we ever been able to really? And I'm sure there's again the exception to the rule, maybe the 1 or 2 games in the season. But outside of that, have we really had a bad game from Pendles? You guys there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yep.
Yeah. See, we've got the same problem with Dangerfield, haven't we? Like, you just. Well, let's address the video that we saw, right? So number one, right? Whose call is it to make that decision? It's the list manager. Just like it's the list manager to find players through drafts, through trades and whatnot. The coach, of course, will say, "Look, I'm looking for X, Y, Z," and the recruiter will try his best to, and the list manager will try their best to get player X, Y, Z. But sometimes you can't get that. So they'll say, "Oh, look, try to find me a player that's in an inside mid that's a bit contested," and then the recruiter, then the they'll find a player for that. So it shouldn't be on the coach's call. The coach is there to coach the players. He's not there to get involved with contracts, business decisions. He's just there to coach. And if the list manager is thinking, look, we don't want Pendlebury there anymore, it's probably best that he's not there. And then the coach is saying, no, I want him. Then it's just an unnecessary divide. Because at the end of the day, it should be the list manager's decision.
Because he has to
say
fall,
no,
yeah. That's right. The list manager, if we have criticism about the list, it falls on the list manager, not Fly.
Correct.
And the problem is that Lepich could probably say, hey, Fly, you know what? I'd consider keeping Pendles for 1 year, but he's undroppable. You'll keep playing him in front of a kid. You'll play him instead of Anderson or instead of Harvey Harrison or someone like that. So I know what you like. He'd still be playing Will Hoskin-Elliott in front of Allen if he was still on the list. So Lepper has to delist some players so Fly stops playing them in front of kids. So he's his own worst enemy, Fly.
Yeah.
Correct. And
also as well though, but like I don't know why the club just doesn't confront that. Like why can't they just go to Fly and just say, hey, like it's so clear, it's so obvious you're going down this path. Not only why, but like how do you continue to keep on doing it? Like we don't have any success by it. Like it's like again, like I mentioned, like the system that we're playing is very similar to our system in 22 and 23. So anyone that's not willing to dash with the ball, take the game on, basically go back to the Fast and Furious game plan that we had. If you're not promoting that game plan, and if you're not sort of I'm trying to think of the word for it and I've now lost it, but like the players should be a complement to the game plan and they shouldn't be working against it. Like I just find that when it comes to we have a few players now where they're actually working against it, and therefore you have some of these players and a lot of the kids, they actually have to play. It's actually a harder job for them. Like I mentioned it a few weeks ago. It might have even been Paul that might have actually originally said it. Where I think what was it? Sidey was telling Alan off because Alan needed to help him out by looking after his man. And like maybe there might have been some truth to that to a point, but it's like the fact that Alan has to do that, not because it's a team thing. It's more the fact that Sidey can't go with his opponent. So it's more of a selection. It's more the security of selection for Sidebottom than it is, hey, go pick up my man because you have to. It's kind of like the equivalent of like trying to carry someone's bags. Like it's basically like Sidebottom's telling Ed Allen to carry his bags. I mean, at this point, with how Ed Allen's been playing, Sidey's got to carry his bags. I feel like at this point because that's how bad Sidey's been and how good Ed Allen has been. I don't know. I just see such a like a disconnect, even from someone like Sidey. I mean, I haven't seen it from Pendles. But yeah, it's just so glaring when you sort of see those things, and again, like I think I've probably been the one person in the community for years. I've been trying to bring up these kids and saying these kids are ready. We just got to play them. We just got to give them opportunities. Because at the end of the day, the VFL can only develop you maybe 80% of the way. The other 20%, you only get there through AFL games. So a lot of the people, when they make a comment of, oh, well, these kids clearly aren't ready and blah, blah, it's like, well, yeah, because you don't fully graduate till you have 20 to 30 games. So the quicker we get to those 20 to 30 games, that's when we go, okay, this kid can make it. Even back in, was it 23 when Harrison had his 2 games for the season, he was a fish out of water. He looked absolutely terrible. But he got 2 games in 23, and then he had the awesome year in 24. Like sometimes you just need to just give these guys some time. Sometimes you just need to just trust the process, and you need to just let these things play out and give all these players. And I know that a lot of people will like at least with me, because I've spoken about like Jacob Ryan, because that just seems to be the player that always keeps popping up, at least with like me. But it's not even just like one player. It's literally the whole philosophy that we have with selection integrity. It's just shocking overall. Like, so yes, I've been mentioning Jacob Ryan, but that's only because he's just been the obvious one that's been waiting for so damn long. You know what I mean? Like, it's it's not one specific person. It's just, okay, this kid's ready. And again, we can be in a position where you can have kids be ready, but if you're top 4 or top 2, okay, we can have that conversation of go, okay, there's just no spots available. That's fine. But that hasn't been the case this season. There is literally no excuses this season to not play certain kids and to not play someone like a Jacob Ryan over whoever defender you want to bring out of the side. I mean, even with Ryan, I feel like he's also got a really underrated tank. He's even taken out the 2K time trial sometimes as well. So, I mean, again, Sidey, why not? Why not put him on the wing and make him a defensive winger, similar to what we did with Chris Mayne? Like, there's just like, figure it out. Like, I don't like. I don't understand why people like Fly. I will name him by name. People like Fly where he just seems to go with the same option over and over again. Like, it's so frustrating.
Yep. And we're seeing a situation where, because we just had a raft of injuries, especially in defence, Fly begrudgingly had to play Noah House. Right? So this is what, when I say these injuries are a blessing, that's what I mean. We don't want people to get injured, but the club needed it so that Fly was forced to play a guy like Noah House. Noah House is going to get another contract. But had we not had those injuries, he was probably getting delisted.
Yep.
And there's 3 or 4 times during the year, one obvious about halfway through the year, and Noah House was the obvious person to come in from Darcy Moore, didn't get a game.
I'd probably say Joel Cochran, at least from the fan base.
Yep.
Joel Cochran was probably the one early days.
Yeah, that was right first or second round, Cochran.
Yeah, that was like the first defender we were sort of listing as, okay, this guy needs to, and it wasn't a thing of like, oh, this guy's going to come in and star. But it was a thing. But he was showing a lot of composure down back. I mean, you can maybe make the argument that because he's a bit of a younger guy, maybe frame isn't completely there. But again, it's like we've had Puncher, we've had House play. Like, even though Cochran's a bit on like the younger side, again, it's like you play this one player. Like, that one player is not going to be the difference between you winning or losing a game. It's just not. Like I really sort of, I really struggle to go with that narrative of like, oh, it's so detrimental to play X player in the seniors. No, it's not. Like, it's absolutely not. Like, cause for a player to play so bad to where they were the reason why we lost a game, or like if we lost a game and we lost it by, say, 3 or 4 points, it won't be because of that player, because there'll be plenty of mistakes throughout the whole game. And it won't be by just that player. It'll be by like a collective of everybody. So I don't know. I always think that narrative always falls flat. And we do. I feel like we do have a lot of supporters out there that do go to the narrative of, okay, well, if we lose, it must be, like the whipping boys of the team, but not like, but it'll be like, in terms of the whipping boys, it'll be mainly the kids that they'll look at and they'll go, oh, this guy's not right, that guy's not good enough. Like, there's a lot of mistakes that get made on match day. And again, like with Cochrane, when he was even playing early on, when he was playing in the VFL, he wasn't really making mistakes. He wasn't turning it over. Like, that's what you need as a defender. Your job as a defender is to not screw it up, right? Like,
Yeah.
So, okay, you have a defender playing defense in the VFL, not causing turnover, but then he's getting 15 disposals. He's getting 90% disposal efficiency. Like, what more do you want? And again, we were that desperate. Like, just play him. And then again, like, and then you avoid the whole, Darcy Moore coming back early. He'd probably be playing at the end of the season if you weren't so quick to rush him back. Again, screw it. I'm going to mention him again. Finlay McRae. It's the same situation when it was Tom Mitchell and Jordan De Goey. I'm going to keep repeating it because we keep making these, mistakes over and over again. We could have had a Tom Mitchell and Jordan De Goey at the end of 24, when really at the end of the season, we actually looked dangerous. Even though we missed finals, we actually looked dangerous. Like, this club that is not performing, we're performing because of our own incompetence. We're not performing because other teams are better or the competition is just way too strong. We're not performing because we have made incompetent decisions.
The issue, Stephanos is saying, the issue is most people don't watch the VFL, have no clue about our kids, and the ones that do expect them to star, otherwise they assume there's no one to bring in except our senior players. You know what? That's true.
That's a good
and
point.
Those blokes on the agenda setters, they're just like, oh, Pendles has got to go around again.
Yeah.
They're like we, by default, we've got games into these kids, and our two best games of the year were when we had the most young players. Against Sydney, when we just lost, and we were without a ruckman against Grundy for a half, and the draw we've just had against Hawthorn, and they're our younger sides. So, we're going to have Bergs come on to the opposition convo show later, and he was of the opinion, like a lot of people in the AFL world, is like, why Collingwood bother? Why are you bothering? Why are you bothering with just qualifying, getting a wild card round? You should just play the kids and just finish down the bottom of the ladder. Now, I'm agreeing with Bergs. I'm saying, yes, we should play the kids, but we will be better and we might make top 4 if we play the kids because they're that fucking good.
Yep.
Now, eventually we got all the kids in, but by the time we've got the kids in, we're battling for the wild card. Had we played Allen in his right position and had Swadling played round 1, we're top 4. Just those two moves alone.
Oscar Steen,
That's the difference of Swadling would have made had he come in when he should have at the start of the year. I mean, he comes on in that practice game against North Melbourne and gets 10 possessions in 10 minutes. Yep. We've got to play this guy. So,
I mean, even someone like Hayes, like was Hayes? Yep. I don't think Hayes was even playing early on too. Like he's one of our best small forward crummers. I feel like the amount of times like he's crummed a goal for us, or he's created opportunities because he's dished it out. Like even just moments like that, like and I mean, again, like this is going back a fair bit in the season now, but like. I mean, at what point did he start playing? Because he didn't start playing till round 6 or something. Like, I felt like his first game wasn't till like a fair bit later on.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm just trying to think who was taking his spot. Maybe it was like an Elliott or something.
He got dropped. He got dropped. He kicked 2 goals, his best game for the year, and he got dropped for the Geelong game, and we had no one crumbing in the forward line. That was the game I watched with you and Mick. Went to the game with you guys.
Yeah, and I remember the whole game was like, oh, wouldn't it be amazing if we could have someone that could crumb the ball? If only we had someone on that list.
Yeah, that was the pink pony night.
Yep.
Do you want to watch a bit of fly?
Sure, why not?
How do I? Got to be careful I don't get a strike here. Or I make him a bit smaller.
Came off the track earlier.
Whoop.
Any concerns with it?
I used to know how to do this. So I press Shift 8.
Rest or manage anyone this week, do you feel?
Oh, it's an interesting one, isn't it? I've heard
Will you rest or manage anyone this week was the question.
the narrative. Everyone's trying to take us towards the Bulldogs, which is potential matchups in a week's time, but it could be Carlton, it could be anyone else. But everyone's trying to take us towards the future, and we're really just determined to stay here and what's relevant right now and control what we can around that.
How close is Braden Maynard to a recall?
Well, Bruzzy won't play. He was a test today and didn't quite get through. He's close, really close. But we'll make sure he get himself right to play next week.
Jeremy Howe?
Howie will play. Yeah, he got through. He was a test. He'll play. And still Sidebottom's the other one that was ill last week. And so both those two will be available.
May as well keep asking a few. Scott Pendlebury, will he play this weekend?
Yeah, well, again, we'll weigh everything up. I anticipate he does. There's a level of some players are really hungry to get some momentum and rhythm and keep that flowing. And I think as a team, we'd like to do the same. We'll weigh all that up in our match committee this afternoon.
How hard is that balance for you of managing players?
I reckon Pendles is not playing with his body language there and what he was saying.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
The way you just look down and, oh, yeah, we'll see.
Is knowing that you've got a knockout final the following week versus trying to continue the momentum of the past couple of months.
Yeah, it's unique. It's probably the first year we'll learn some good lessons. No one's had this in the history of a game in this format anyway. So we'll learn some lessons along the way. I think there's no perfect answer to it. We rest 5 players, we'll be judged on that. We don't rest 5 players, we'll be judged on that. There's no perfect answer. Other than say that our players are really hungry to perform really well, and our fans want that. And it's Magpie Army Week, and we're celebrating that and appreciating our fans. 113,000 and growing members this year, record. So, geez, we're lucky and we really appreciate our Magpie Army. Thanks again for being part of the ride, and hopefully there's more fun to come.
Do you think the fans might appreciate you resting the Dacos brothers in lieu of a final coming up, or can you see benefits in that? Do you think you can explain that to the fans?
Look, I'd be lying if I haven't had sleepless nights thinking about all the scenarios around, what could be and what may be. But the reality is that we'll just deal in what we can control. And I'll repeat, there's an appetite to keep playing. All our players are really hungry to keep performing really well for our fans and other parts of our momentum into the finals.
You said there'll be lessons to learn. Has the AFL got it right to consider finding clubs to manage players, considering it's no different in round 12 or round 5, for example?
Look, they set parameters in place for a reason because they want the integrity of the game to be in its place. Look, if there's a case that we forfeit this week, we'll contact the AFL and let them know that we're forfeiting. But no, I think there's decisions to be made for a reason. We obviously everyone wants to have the best players to go watch and observe, but management of players is delicate. There's so many layers to it. There's training, there's playing, there's all sorts of things that we have the data around, and we'll make the appropriate decisions regarding all that.
Does the memo that they sent out a few weeks ago, the AFL, do you consider that when you go into match committee this afternoon?
No, not at all. No, I didn't even read it. I know Charlie Gardner's read it and articulated that to us. And I think it's just a bit of a common sense thing. They don't want 15 players rested, I assume. But again, I think that we'll do what's best for what we think we need for this week and beyond.
if Dan does end up playing, he's all fine. How do you get the most out of Dan Houston coming into finals?
Well, I think he's been.
Oh, good question.
Well, I think he's been privately going really, really well. I think, internally there's some the stuff that we really value that he's delivering on, and his stuff out of rebound 50 and the way he's playing roles within that, and his kicking's an elite asset for us. And I think that the challenge,
his kicking has been
You can't be serious.
Yeah.
Can't be
Also
serious.
as well, the fact that, can we take him at his actual quote? He's going really well privately. What in the fuck does that even mean?
Yeah, what on the training field or at home or
Yeah, like like inside closed doors, he's performing really well. Like what the.
I think it was like a bit of a Freudian slip. He had the word privately. Like if this guy asked me this question in private, it would be, this fucking guy is not doing enough.
Yeah.
But it's a public statement. So in his mind is saying privately, shit house, come and ask me later, not in front of the cameras.
Yeah.
Fucking guy kicking is elite.
Yeah. Also, what was the
15 or something?
Yeah. Also, as well, there was a massive missed opportunity because one of the reporters, they threw in like a shit question there, talking about like with the team trying to tank and all that stuff, and like play the kids. Why didn't Fly like flip that narrative on its head and be like, hey, like our kids have been the better players. Like if again, this is why I've like really been so frustrated with Fly this season, is that he talks the talk, but he doesn't do anything through action. Like our kids have performed better than our senior guys. Like that is the reality. You can think about it in like any way, shape, or form, but the majority of the players that have played well, it's been the kids. And the fact that they are implying that because we're going to be playing potentially more kids or whatever, we're lesser of a chance to play. If I'm coach, I'd be like, no, fuck you. Like in terms of like the whole, like in terms of the club going into this match, us playing the kids increases our chances. It doesn't decrease. Like there was such a missed opportunity there to even back in the kids, like, and to even name them to be like, hey, Ed Allen's been playing fantastic. Swilling's been playing fantastic. Like again, this guy just does not read the fucking room.
See what Mick wrote?
No, I can't see it.
Yeah.
Privately, Houston is doing well with his weather girl.
Oh.
I mean, we can neither confirm nor deny that, can we?
Oh, we can confirm
so you
it.
never know.
That's privately, he's doing all right.
Doing well in life. Is that what he means? He's being paid well, and he's got a great life behind the scenes. If only he could have a performance on the scenes.
Here's the thing. Who's coming in to the side? He's just told us that Howie is coming in. Houston is the perfect guy to take out. Right? Imagine you get, because what they're going to drop Howes, aren't they? That's what they're going to do.
100%, because they're going to go key defender for key defender.
How good would Howie be playing the Houston role? Because Howie's kicking is actually elite, especially from like going from defense into attack and into the center. That'd be perfect.
I feel like,
but if he swapped him for Howie's got to play like a key defender. Let him be a runaround defender. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, could not agree more. But also as well, even before Noble, who was the guy that was always taking aggressive kicks in the back line? It was actually Jeremy Howe. So again, like why are we putting players in their secondary positions when they can easily play in their main positions and make us better? It makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
For the external world is to look at him in the Collingwood jumper versus a Port Adelaide jumper. We play different. We're a lower position team at times, and yeah, he's had parts of his game that he knows he can be better at, and we've been working through that. particularly post-bye, we had a really good conversation with him around, well, I did, around things that we need a bit more of, and I think he's grown within that. The team's performing well, and he's been a big part of that.
Craig, you've had some.
He hasn't been a big part of it.
Do we take any positive? The fact that that's
he's
like
in
the
the
first
side,
time
that's
he's
all.
actually been critical of him, though.
Yeah,
Is that-
maybe.
I mean, it's not much, but again, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, for someone like myself who has, you know, I mean, I copped in one of the streams the other day and stuff. You know, apparently I'm not a positive supporter all the time, but again, it's like if there's a positive out of that, is Fly keeping Houston accountable? I mean, it's about time if he is, but I mean, sure, it's a little bit too little, too late, right?
It's a little. I don't know. I saw it as a little dig there to the list of management. His first answer was, "Well, we play a little bit different to Port Adelaide." So when I heard that, then my thoughts were, "Why did you get him? If you're not willing to work around him, why did you get him in the first place?" So that feels like a little dig at the management there.
See,
Well, originally,
Fly says that he has a role in building the list when it suits him, and when it doesn't suit him, he said, "Oh no, I leave that to the list management people." Which one is it, Fly? Do you have a say in it or not?
yeah. Because I think originally when we got Houston, it was actually there was an article at the time when we were getting him. It was Nick Dacos that picked up the phone. Whether that's true or not, who knows? Because it is coming from a media report. But again, it's like, I mean, do we even see that as a positive thing, a negative thing? Like the fact that Dacos is having to play he's basically having to play recruiter for these clubs. Like, I mean, it's, you know, if he can be an advocate for Collingwood, absolutely, that I feel like that's a good thing. But if he's, hey, I like this guy, let's go get him. I don't know. I feel like it comes with like sort of. I feel like it needs to come with the track record too. Like, you know, and that's if Dacos has gone after him, because I think he's gone after other players in the past too, but have failed. But yeah.
See, the thing is, Nick Dacos is aware that Fly plays favourites and doesn't promote the youth, and that's why he gave him a backhander after I think it was Swadling's first game, and Dacos said he's a gun, and if it was up to him, he would have played round one. So the players must be aware of that. Now, someone like, you know, Dacos goes into the Butters interview, and then after the interview, Butters calls Nick and says, "Okay, now privately, what's Fly really like?" "Oh, you know, he's all right, I guess." Right? And when Butters calls Houston, what's Houston going to say about Fly? It's not going to be favourable. So I've always thought that one of the reasons we're missing out on free agents, and we'll probably miss out on Butters, is because of Fly.
Yeah.
Not that Nick would publicly say this, but
no, this was privately though. He might.
No. I mean, like, I was going to say, not that Nick would probably say this, but do you think he would have same views as his old man did, even though he probably can't say that?
Yep. That Nick Dacos would know, had Sam Swadling been playing all year, we win 2 or 3 more of those games where we lost by 2 points, 3 points, and a draw. He's that good.
Yeah.
Like that practice game against North Melbourne, comes on and gets 10 possessions in 10 minutes. How fucking good is this guy? Like he's already in our top 5 best players. He's played 7 games. He got dropped 3 weeks ago. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Which was disgraceful.
Famous battles against Brisbane. Yeah. Is there a team that you like playing against more than the Lions?
No, there's a sentimental value to that, playing against team he played for. It's something that when you look at the jumper at the MCG, it looks a bit different in the opposition eyes. But no, we've had some great battles. I think there's a level of great respect for what they've been able to do in recent time, and our games have been really, really enjoyable to be part of. And they got us in a prelim final that hurt. That the last time we played them at the MCG. So there's some stuff there that we learned some good lessons around as well.
Jess, I've seen 5 goals in the VFL last weekend. How close is he to a debut?
Well, there's a Curio at the moment playing good footy, isn't it? It was really pleasing to watch him play last week and show that. We've been seeing glimpses of it. He's got a long way to go, the young lad. He's what you see on Saturdays one thing, what you see Monday to Fridays, a different part of professionalism, and his first.
What the fuck are you on about?
Jesus.
Wow.
What's he done during the week?
Wow. That's just taking the piss.
He's kicked 5 goals, and you go, I gotta listen to that again.
Yeah. Can't even believe you actually said that.
Show that. We've been seeing glimpses of it. He's got the last time we played him at the MCG. So there's some stuff there that we learned some good lessons around as well.
Jess, I've seen 5 goals in the VFL last weekend. How close is he to a debut?
Well, there's a Curio at the moment playing good footy, isn't it? It was really pleasing to watch him play last week and show that. We've been seeing glimpses of it. He's got a long way to go, the young lad. He's what you see on Saturdays one thing, what you see Monday to Fridays, a different part of professionalism, and his first year he's learned a lot about that. No, I think he's fair way down on the queue to play based on Harvey Harris and
Why? You've just talked about how you're gonna rest players. He should be fucking first or second in line. Oh, there's a long queue. God, this guy needs to shut the fuck up sometimes.
Yeah.
If I was
others.
That I'd be so deflated after hearing that. So
what? Yeah,
so
that
what
is just disgraceful.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's good that he does it on game day, but so he's accusing Zach Cena of not being professional. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. Yeah, and the first when the reporter first asked the question, the answer is it's not positive. He starts up, well, there's a long queue.
Oh.
As if to say, I don't like him.
Yeah. Correct.
Dude is a small forward who's just kicked 5 goals against the top side. And you made out he's not professional during the week? Well, if that's the case, then we don't need to hear that. Just say, yeah, he's done a great job. Look, I tell you what, he's put his name up there, hasn't he? Let's see. Why does he have to fucking put him down like that? Fucking hell, this guy.
It's a mystery.
See, Zach Butters watches that, and he would just go, what a fuckwit.
Yeah. Especially his relationship with Ken. Yeah. No doubt. Good call.
Playing really well in those roles, but pleased with his growth.
How much did the boys get around Swadling's effort last week?
Yeah, no, he's an energetic guy, Swads, and we're rapt for him to be recognised in that value of rising star, because we think he's a rising star within our building. We've known that for a while now, and
a while
we got around him. And
yeah, how long?
Yeah, that's the thing. I want to know how long, because he debuted 8 weeks ago? Was it 9 weeks ago? You thought he was a rising star? Jesus Christ.
Celebrate that early in the week, and again reminded him today that we appreciate and celebrate all the little things that make us better.
With management of players, VFL season, that's finished for Collingwood. So what are you doing? Will there be a scratch match against another club? What are the plans for the next couple of weeks?
No, we've decided to have a bit of an extended training session every time we train, so they'll get some extra load within that. It's difficult when you have a VFL side that has made up of part-time players that you're asking them to come in and play games. We don't have enough players through injury to submit a team to play against someone else. So we're choosing load in our own training controls, and and then we're asking our group to stay connected, because you just never know.
So what does he mean we don't have enough players?
45 players on the list isn't enough.
Like we just played a game of VFL.
Mm.
And fuck it,
So,
play
I mean,
16. Play 16 aside. Who just get? There's no better fitness than match fitness. You can run around at training all you like. And plus,
Correct.
it puts himself up in form. Saxena goes out there and they're playing a practice game against Geelong, for example, kicks 4 goals. He's got a fucking, hey, that's 2 games in a row, Fly.
Yeah, he's basically 9 goals in 2 weeks instead of just the 5 and 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Fly doesn't want to give the guys in the VFL a chance to fucking make him look silly again.
Oh, it's. I mean, you're preaching to the choir at this point. Like, I feel like I've been the main person behind this whole narrative. Is that we've literally had the kids. We just have a coach. Again, like, and I've even said, like, in previous years when we have been a side that's been top 4, you can sort of argue, okay, there's just no spots available.
Yeah.
But it's there's just no there's just no defending it.
How deflating. How deflating it is that for that young kid, Saxena, who thinks, fuck, we could be managing 5 players. I'm like, I've just kicked 5 goals as a small forward, and he has to listen to that press conference and hear that fucking mumbo jumbo. Bit of a sweetener, then bit of a whack, bit of a sweetener, bit of a whack.
What a way to deflate.
Because in terms of Saxena, like, Fly basically like questioned his professionalism basically. Because he said, "Oh, he can play on the weekend, but it's the Monday to Friday that counts."
Yeah,
that's basically saying his training standards aren't up to shit. Like, come on. Like,
in the same press conference, he's told us how Houston is doing a good job.
Yeah.
Insane.
If Jacob Ryan is playing and Houston is not playing against Hawthorn, we win by 2 or 3 goals. Simple.
Oh yeah, here is my reminder for the people, and especially for the people in the back. Jacob Ryan is a better footballer than Dan Houston. argue to a wall, because I don't give a flying crap. I mean, we all know it. Jacob Ryan is a better footballer than Dan Houston right now. But for some reason, Fly has, obviously he's. I know he. I mean, for what we know, he doesn't have autism. But Jesus Christ, why in the hell is he picking the same players every fucking time? This guy does. This guy cannot think outside of the box to save his life. Especially when it comes to selection integrity. My God.
Yeah, there's players I've seen, when I was at Richmond, we've seen a guy debut in a grand final. So you just never know. So we want our players to remain hungry and connected, because we need all bodies to get the job done and go as far as we possibly can.
Will you sit the players down in lieu of what's happening in Sydney and speak to them about sort of behaviour and responsibilities heading into the finals?
No, I think you set those responsibilities and values daily without having to make a grandstand meeting around those things. We're very organic in the way we want our players to act like good men in society, and develop our players to be good husbands in the future and good fathers. That's something that I speak openly about all the time. So no, I won't be speaking about this in particular.
What about, can you see a future next year where Scott Pendlebury's not at the club?
I was asked about this last week. I don't know. I probably can't, because the black and white looks so good on him. But I also mentioned that I could see the attraction from other clubs, because they only have a perception of what could be. Well, we have the reality of what is, and how influential he is to our players and to our culture. So I can see there's an attraction and why that would be the case.
Are you hoping this is the last time you have to face off against Lachie Neale, hopefully in black and white next year?
Quality of things.
Yeah, he wants him to play, doesn't he? He wants him to play next year, eh? No doubt about it.
I mean, but that's the thing. I don't know. Is it also just a thing of like, although that there's back and forth, I don't subscribe to the idea that it's drama all the way through the club and blah blah and people butting heads. I think it is just more. There's just not an agreement on an opinion on a certain topic or player or whatever. So I'm not the one to sort of go down the path of drama and drama and drama. But at the end of the day, it's like someone needs to just step up. I feel like we're just a bunchy we're more a bunch of yes men. That once someone has a direction, everyone just has to say, "Yep, okay, awesome. That's the direction we go in." And it doesn't necessarily matter who says it, as long as someone says something in terms of a direction. Because again, it's like you have Fly being, "Oh, well, I want Pendles to play on," but then you also have, somebody else, whoever's, because it wasn't Fly. Fly, someone made the choice to cut Cox and to cut Tom Mitchell and all that. So, Fly's not making all of the calls, or he's not the one that's greenlighting all these calls. So whoever's doing it, we need to. Yeah, it just, again, I don't think it's all drama, and I don't think it's all hell is freezing over, and we can't do anything right in a sense. But it's more, we just can't agree on the same path, or there's people inside the club that just can't agree on a path. Doesn't mean there's drama, but it just, I think, but it still is an issue at the end of the day. And we all know who wants Pendles to play on. That's just fucking obvious.
Are you there, Matt? If not, I'll just ask you, Sean.
Yeah, sorry, Matt, just muted.
That's all right. I was going to say, if it was up to Fly, do you think side bottom would still be playing?
Yes, he would play on next year.
Okay, wow.
Yep. And the thing, the one of the reasons why Fly wants Pendles to keep going is Pendles is a better coach than Fly. If Pendles took over right now, we would win 2 out of the next 3 premierships.
Yep.
That's how good he will be as a coach. Don't want someone to come straight out of the Collingwood list and start coaching like Bucks did. Really, ideally, he goes away for a few years and comes back, or maybe he never comes back, but he'll go away somewhere and do an apprenticeship, and he'll be good. He'll be really good. So a lot of the reasons where we are so good when he's on the field is he's coaching on the ground, and he coaches on the bench as well. But it's got to the stage where that is not enough, because his own game has fallen away too much. But that's why I said, if Fly and him and everyone else was okay where he pretty much plays at least half the season in the VFL, then we're getting our cake and eat it too. If we really need him for a bit of depth and on certain grounds, like if we're playing on Adelaide Oval, or we're playing at Marvel, against certain teams where we know he's better at, then he gets a game. But pretty much as depth, and then he can be coaching our young players in the VFL. But that won't happen. So because Fly will just play him every chance he gets, he'll play Pendles and Sidey in the same team.
Yeah, well, we've seen it, haven't we? So yeah.
Yeah.
Who is the coach of the VFL team?
Matthew Loken.
Yep.
Okay.
I can see there's an attraction and why that would be the case.
Are you hoping this is the last time you have to face off against Lachie Neale, hopefully in black and white next year?
That's a good question. No, he's a really good player, and he's still a free agent as far as I'm aware. I haven't heard any different, so we wish him well for this week and beyond.
Okay.
He claims that was a good question, and it was one of the worst.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, pretty bad.
Again, just read the room better.
Yeah.
It just sucks as well too, because like I fucking love this club, and like, the fact that I've just got to sit here and contemplate how this club is officially running at the moment. It's just, it's it doesn't like bring me to tears or anything, but my God, like it's just, yeah, it's definitely disappointing for sure, but I don't know, maybe there's a better word for it. Like,
Frustrating.
no, because like there's not much emotion behind it. That's the thing. Like it's like, it's kind of like when that saying is like, oh, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. It's like one of those things whenever you play footy, like the worst footy spray you can ever cop is the footy spray that you don't get because you don't deserve one. Like that's basically how I feel right now.
Mm.
Yeah, there you go.
Just a young player like Zaxina, and you think you're a chance. Jeez, I could be in here, and you hear that. Oh, you go from.
And you get a clip across the you get a clip across the back of the head by saying your professionalism's not up to standard.
Oh,
fuck's sake! Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, no, he can kick goals in the VFL, but it's what he does on the Monday to Friday. Like, come on.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever, at least in the last 3 years, listened to a McRae press conference where there wasn't at least one thing that infuriated me. He does it every time. He has to say something fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That's just downright mean.
Yeah, like and again, like imagine being Jer right now, like being on top of the moon. Like I've just kicked 5 goals in the VFL, and this isn't like a key forward, or this is a rookie pick player that's a small forward, and he's finished off the VFL season with 5 goals.
Mm-hmm.
How he leaves watching the press conference by saying, and he's hearing Fly by saying, oh, but his professionalism and his standards at training aren't really that good though. That's why he's not getting a game. Like, just celebrate the 5 fucking goals.
Yeah.
Am I crazy here? Like,
yeah, that's a bit horrible. That's horrible. Fucking hell.
Again, all you had to do is just say he's kicked 5 goals. Well done on the kid. He's for a guy that's made the rookie list, he's done extremely well. Everyone inside the club and all the supporters are extremely proud of him.
Yeah, we've certainly got a player on our hands there.
Yeah, and we certainly have a player on our hands. He may not be ready for this season, but my God, we are so excited for his future. Done.
Yeah, and he's certainly put himself in the mix. But but there's a lot of kids who have, so we'll see. Easy. Done. Bet you the media chicks will give him a fucking spray. So here's the injury list, guys. Howie we've been told is going to be in. So Jeremy Howe in. Maynard, I've heard, is not going to come up.
Yeah.
So the only two definites are probably Sidey and Howe. Now I'm hopeful that Pendles gets a rest. And the other thing I'm hopeful is that Houston gets managed or whatever they want to call it, and Jeremy Howe comes in for Houston.
It doesn't
I don't think
matter
that's gonna happen.
how they put it. He just needs to.
Yeah. He just needs to go.
I mean, but even though I feel like even if you were to drop Houston, well, I guess like Howe's got to come in, so that is a good like for like, I guess, and then you can again get Howe to take the aggressive kicks through the corridor and stuff. And then you can have genuine key defenders, because as much as and can we also like that's like the other thing as well, is that even talking about Jeremy Howe as a key defender, yes, he can do the role, but like the fact if we have to sit here and take a stand that like he is a key defender in this side, like he's just not like this whole complacency of like playing players in their secondary positions.
Yep.
It's just so like again, it's just this whole season, this club, like we keep shooting ourselves in the foot, and then we turn around and go, well, how come I can't hit a target by foot? It's like, well, if you blow your foot off with a shotgun, and then you got no foot and you can't hit a target, well, maybe that's why. Like it's just
That Perryman injury must be a bad one, because he's been out for like 3-4 weeks, hasn't he?
Yeah,
that must have been that must have been a real bad one. Yeah.
We did it. We did it earlier in the year as well, so that's not a good sign.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Also as well, Lucas, because it'd be better to get your opinion on this, because you're not like the Collingwood supporter out of us. When it comes to this injury list, do you look at this injury list and you go, oh damn, Collingwood's really like had like a really bad run of injuries this year, or do you go, no, that's about average? Like
the last few weeks, take out the last few weeks, because we have had horrendous injuries, but that's only been in the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, no, I think that's average. Like, I think you're going to get every list, you're going to get 3 to 4 players are out for a season. They're going to get ACLs. Like we've got players out for the season. Footscray, they lost Sam Darcy for the season. So every list, there's going to be at least 3 or 4 that are out for the season. So I think that's average. So that's what I think that's just the thing you just have to accept. Like there's going to be injuries. It just depends who gets the injuries. But no, I think that's pretty average for me, in my opinion.
Yep. Yeah. Well, that's exactly what I said the other day, and boy, did they come for me, because apparently that injury list, apparently that can derail a whole season.
No, not like if you lose 3 or 4 out of your best 22 that are getting injured for like 2-3 weeks, that can still be managed, but unless they're out for the season, like it shouldn't impact that much. Like unless like I said, you get 3-4 guys that are out for a season, unless they're like day costs and like your real top 5 players, and then that's a problem. But that never happens. That never ever happens.
Yeah. And again, people were even talking about Darcy Moore being out as if like that's a big loss. Like that's like it's like oh we lost our captain. It's like our captain hasn't been good since the round 1 of 2023. Was it 24 when he ran down Ollie? Oh no, that was 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, he basically obviously outside of a handful of games, he hasn't really played a good game since then.
So the one that stood out for me was, of course, Jamie Elliott. There's your one, but like I said, it's one player. You should be able to cover that per se.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've looked better with the injuries. The more injuries we get, the better we play, because we've got promising kids are playing, and they're enthusiastic. They're happy to be there. Unlike a guy like Crisp, who's an absolute passenger, knows he can't be dropped, undroppable because of this continuous games record.
He's already got the record, so what's the problem?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
They're trying to go to 300. I think that's what it is.
Good lord.
I think
Oh,
he's close to 300 games at a row or some shit.
Oh, what's he on now?
That would be it. I mean, I have no idea. I
No idea. I
can
don't
try
care.
and find it.
Okay, so I've got the. By the way, hello, Chris. How you doing, mate?
Hey, Matt. Hey, Lucas. Hey, Shawnee.
Chris.
So we've just got the side from the VFL that just played Port Melbourne, and I was excited to talk about this because the first person on the list I thought would get a game was Saxena.
Yeah,
I'm like,
fucking
we know that.
Also,
that's
in terms of the record,
nice spoiler alert, fucking fly.
Yeah. In terms of the record for Chris, he's actually 40 games over. So he's 284.
No, see,
So
it's
Steins was 244.
Is that on your half backer there, Matt? Is that Isaac's brother, Luke Cranell?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's his brother. Yeah, that's his brother.
Yeah.
So we're gonna rest. We're gonna rest Cameron and Nick Dacos, and maybe one more. Maybe Frampton, because maybe Howe comes in for Frampton. Because
how about
they're our three most important players. I hate to say it, but Cameron's one of our most important players. But the two most important players to Collingwood are Nick Dacos and Billy Frampton. We can't
I wouldn't
afford to
drop
lose
Frampton
either
though
of those
because
guys.
he's too much of a confidence player.
But the way
about
they'd
Josh
sell it to him
Dacos?
is like, this is your buy. We don't get a buy. Okay, the other teams who aren't in wildcard are getting a buy. We love you,
Yeah.
Billy. You're coming straight back in, and you're our second most important player. Oh fuck, really? Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
But you might be right, Sean. Don't mess with Billy's confidence.
Yeah, any confidence player, you never do it. You never do it to a confidence player. Even same like even if you do rest like a mixed day, like why? Or trying to think of maybe like another example.
What about Cameron? Would you rest Cameron?
No, because he's played through it before. He's played through injuries before, and I think knowing or no, like he's played through injuries before in terms of like previous seasons. 23, he had I think it's public information now. I can't remember if it was bruised ribs or broken ribs, but he had injured ribs in the 23 campaign.
He's got
going into the final series.
a lot of fucking siblings and father and sons in those fucking squad there.
Quaynor.
Yep.
Woden. Who else?
Assistant coach.
For
Wait, can we just read Josh's comment?
Yeah.
I want to get that up. Apparently, Mitch Cleary is reporting that we're getting Corey Enright next year as an assistant coach.
Oh,
Apparently
that
he
would
is
be
met with-
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Is he the one at St Kilda?
Yes,
Is that the one?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one that Carlton wanted.
Yeah.
And Geelong want to get back. Basically, everyone wants him.
Yep.
He's the next AFL coach. That is
Yeah.
fucking great news if that's happening.
I'm surprised he didn't go for the Essendon job.
If that's the case, then they're saying to Fly, right, we are doing what we did with Bucks in 2017. We're getting some new assistants. You're going to delegate and you're going to be challenged. And you're not going to.
Well,
just get
actually,
away
in
with
terms
dumb
of
shit.
in terms of Lucas, because he's probably the best one to answer this. Is Enright the exact person you want to challenge Fly, in your opinion? Like, in terms of being that, like, basically the opposite, like, of a yes man.
The problem with Enright is that he's learnt under a very defensive coach in Ross Lyon, so he might be defensively minded compared to other coaches in the league. I told Rocco this because I said, if you want a defensive coach, maybe Enright is the man. Because he's been there for a long time. He hasn't been there like for a year. He's been there for many years actually. So he's probably quite defensively minded because what you learn under the coach, you take with you. And I don't think Collingwood would be that team to play defense, would be that defensive team like the Ross the Boss style. That'd be horrible. But as far as knowledge of the game, as far as tactics, we rate him very highly, very, very highly. But if he came with that defensive mindset, that could be frustrating as a club. You might be thinking, oh, why doesn't he open the game up? I could be wrong. He could go. He might want to do that. He might want to go attacking, and Ross, the boss, isn't listening to him. So, but yeah, he's been there for a long time. So he's probably only known one kind of tactic, that's being defensive. But yeah, he might have other ideas that Ross Lyon's not listening to, and that's probably why he wants to leave. There's no doubt he wants to leave. Yeah. He's never going to get that St Kilda job. He was probably waiting for that. He's never going to get that, and he's looking at opportunity elsewhere.
Did he go straight from Geelong to St Kilda?
I think he did. I think he coached VFL for a little bit. Then yeah, but as far as an AFL system, yeah, he went from Geelong to St Kilda. Yeah. And thank you, Chris, by the way. Appreciate it.
What's his appeal? Why does everyone want Corey Enright if he's only worked at St Kilda?
Because of his knowledge, his high IQ and his knowledge of the game. He's very good with players. Like when he was at Geelong, he was in our leadership group for many, many years. Yeah. So he's very player friendly, if you want to call it like that. Yeah, so that's probably why he's hardly. You put the players first, and that's why he's. Yeah, we've been trying to get him for at least a year. We've got James Kelly down there, but we've been trying for a year and a half to get the Enright. But I guess he's finally had enough down there. So, yeah.
So then, so in terms of Geelong's position, why are they? So obviously, you've just been saying they've been trying to get him for a year and a half. Why? Like, what's making them be so keen on him?
They just want his knowledge and his play experience down there. They just being a club legend helps as well because he is a club legend and he's a very, very good player. Enright, or maybe even great. Maybe I'm understanding he's a great player. But his knowledge, leadership. Club legends. They've been trying to get him back. They got Buckley now, so that probably ship has sailed. Because ideally they wanted Enright to be next to Chris Scott and not Buckley, but Buckley went there, so that probably ship has sailed. And he does under Ross Lyon. He basically assistant. He doesn't really, he's not a forwards coach. He's not a midfield coach. He's a proper assistant coach. And that's that's what Geelong wanted him. They wanted him as that full package coach, sitting next to Chris Scott. Because in my opinion, I think Ross Lyon's probably not blowing his idea off, but listening, but then trying to do it his own way. Because Ross Lyon would be that type of coach to do that. So maybe Enright has ideas of him. Maybe Enright doesn't want to play that defensive way all the time, but you got a coach there that loves it. So probably that's the reason why he wants to leave. Maybe he's got great ideas. I have no doubt he has great ideas. But I'm just saying he might be a little bit too defensive minded because you only learn what you preach. You know what I mean? You only preach what you learn. So that'd be my only problem. He might have a little bit of a defensive mind, but because like I said, he's been there for so many years.
You got to look at a guy like Josh Fraser. So what these assistants can do is they can see, they're going to follow what Ross wants to do, but at the same time, if they're smart, they're watching how the other side is coaching. So They're up against different coaches all the time, and then what they do is they're going to go, okay, this is what I like about Ross. This is what I don't like about Ross. So Josh Fraser, congratulations, Josh Fraser, by the way, Collingwood fucking legend. Got a gig at Carlton. And what Josh Fraser has done is he was like stymied and silenced at times at Collingwood, and he just sort of kept plugging away and wasn't offered a contract, and Carlton snapped him up. Graham Wright went and grabbed him. What Josh Fraser's done is gone, I'm going to take the best of Collingwood and fly McRae at his best. Tactics, selection, which is rare that we've got good selection, and I'm going to leave all the crap behind. And what have you got? Probably the best coach in the league at the moment after 13 games.
Yeah.
So you can be smart about it. You can go, he's thought, okay, well, Fly's not ideal, but there are some positives to what he's done and what the club has done while I've been there. And he just took those best bits and left the rest. And look what Carlton have got now. They've got a great coach. You can't say a great coach. He's coached 13 games, but a very good coach at a very early stage.
Yep. Yes, correct.
And they were very, very smart to appoint him this week. Do you know why? Because Carlton desperately want to beat Fremantle.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Now, if Carlton beats Fremantle, and Melbourne Melbourne are probably going to beat the Bulldogs. Okay.
Yeah, smart from there.
Fremantle are favourites to beat Carlton. We've sort of gone off the topic here for a bit, but just bear with me. Carlton are desperate because providing Melbourne beats the Bulldogs and they can beat Freo, which is at Marvel, and Freo don't give a fuck about this game because they've already sewn up top spot. It means that Carlton can get an MCG wildcard against Collingwood. If they lose, they're going to go to Adelaide, and they'll get beaten by 80 points if they go to Adelaide. They'll just give up. They probably won't give up, but Adelaide will beat them, I believe.
Yeah.
But they'll see themselves as a red hot chance against Collingwood in a wild card, and they have so much to gain by winning that. What's Collingwood got to gain by it? Not embarrassing themselves for a failed season. That's about it. So you got people in this community and mostly younger Collingwood supporters. Oh, I want Carlton. It'll be so exciting. No, it will be terrifying. because they will treat it like a grand. There'll be nearly 100,000 people there. They will treat it like a grand final. And you know what? They've just got the sugar hit. They've got the sugar hit again because their mate, Josh Fraser, just got appointed to be the full-time coach.
Yeah.
And they've got Freo this week. I think they'll beat Freo. And then all has to happen is Melbourne need to get over Dogs, which should happen. And that's it. They'll be playing Collingwood in a wild card.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to play them in a wild card, man.
No. They're a top 2 or 3 side at the moment. They're probably the second side in the moment.
Yeah, if they played us in a wild card round, I think they'd smack us. I think they'd smack us by 30, 40 points.
Yeah, because what Fraser's got them doing, Fraser's got them playing. What do you got to lose, boys? Just go and play.
Yeah.
Make a mistake, doesn't matter. Just keep going for it. What we used to be like in 2022, 23.
Yeah.
So that's how he's got them playing.
Jeez, you missed one there, didn't you? Bloody hell.
I fucking hope so, Paul. I hope Collingwood will destroy Carlton, but they will be just so primed for it.
Especially if they smash.
What's going to happen, Paul? Let's say we're playing Carlton in the wild card. Selection is everything. If we play a side that looks a lot like we just played against Hawthorn, where all those young guys are playing and the enthusiasm and excitement, no problem. We'll beat Carlton by 5 or 6 goals. If we go in with Houston, Crisp, Pendlebury, Sidebottom, Long, if all of those characters are playing, we're going to lose. Carlton will just run all over us.
Yep.
See, maybe you don't want
So
side
it's all
bottom
about
rested.
it's all about selection for the remaining for the wild card in the finals.
Maybe you don't want Pendlebury rested this week then, because if he gets rested this week, he's obviously going to be back for wildcard round.
Oh, shit, I just wish he'd retire now. Him and Sidey, both. Maybe they're doing that. Sidey and Pendle's farewell game against Brisbane. I don't know. I think Well, no, they're going to play side bottom. They're going to play side bottom. They're going to play Pendlebury, and we've got to just suck it up and hope that, because everyone's saying, oh, it's their experience in finals, and yeah, I agree with that to a certain extent. But the game's really gone past side bottom. I can see,
he's just running for chief.
I ask you, Paul. Do you see, with those players I mentioned who are Flyers' favourites, can you see us destroying Carlton if Flyer plays all these old slow favourites? Because Sidey will just get run rings around. Josh agrees, but do you know what I mean about selection though, Josh? Like, it just really depends on what the selection is.
Yeah. Yeah, because especially as well, if we have guys that aren't suited to the game plan, like it's so it's such a simple fix. We just got to get young, daring, attacking, bold players in our side, and anyone that goes against that, they need to not play.
The thing is, what Paul's saying here, the thing is about the last time we played Carlton got stage fright. They just went, for long periods of that game, they just went back to the Voss Carlton. And they just shit themselves. They're like, oh, fuck, it's Collingwood. I don't think that'll happen next time. I think they'll come out all guns blazing.
I'll say this. I feel like in terms of Carlton beating us, I feel like the chances have risen in that sense. But I still think that, because the thing is that when Collingwood play, we do tend to like play with our food a lot. And the thing is that when you play with your food, you're basically, it's hard to gauge where the talent is, but you're also underperforming. At the only gauge you can get is the fact that you know that you're underperforming when you're playing with your food, because you're not motivated, you're not playing with intent and all that stuff. I feel like that there can be teams out there, even if we weren't to play like Presti mode, we can beat certain teams by like 10 goals. Is Carlton one of those sides? I mean, maybe, possibly. But it's always like hard to know, because that's also another thing where, and it could maybe be different now, the fact that we are playing guys that are a bit younger, and with more pace around the ball, we're able to cover more spots better. Maybe it makes us a bit of a better side, but then on top of that, you could also say all that, but then also, let's go Presti mode now, and let's go just straight out flat defense, and let's not score, let's not let them score. It's just like, we've basically been saying it all season at this point, where this whole Presti mode is such a eyesore whenever it's implemented, because it's only making this team worse. And there's so many benefits that you could get from beating these teams throughout the season. Like we could have easily beaten teams by 10 goals. And imagine the confidence, especially when you have kids, like when you're playing the kids, and how impressionable they can be. Imagine walking off the field and like having beaten sides by say 10 goals, and then having your Ed Allens and your Swaddlings like walking off the field with the confidence with that, and having the belief, fuck, we can rock up and belt some teams by 10 goals. Like it's just, footy's a game of momentum, and there's just like sometimes it can just come down to one decision that can literally make or break a career. And especially if that career is then made, then here we go. Like just basically all the flood then happens and we basically get your Swaddlings and your Allens and we get these types of players that just go from, oh yeah, they're a fringe player that, probably might get delisted or traded by the end of the year to, oh my God, we have generational talent. Because make no mistake, Ed Allen and Swaddling and Sam Swaddling, they are generational talent. That they are that good. And the only reason why we didn't know it any sooner is because Fly didn't play them. Like it's just so frustrating and it's not even. It's also the fact that like these things aren't even complicated. That's also the frustrating part of it all. Like it's obvious, like how some of these players are actually that good, but we just don't play. We just haven't played them enough. We haven't given them the continuity to like perform, and then even with someone like even like Hayes, like how Hayes could have been in that because there was that team that they just announced the official team for, and Allen missed out. But even someone like a Will Hayes could have got like a forward pocket spot in that side if he played from the start of the year all the way through. But again, we just don't sort of take our chances. Like apparently, Fly loves to take a shot at the stumps, but we never seem to actually do it by action. A shot of the stumps is playing a already injured Darcy Moore, and then having him then re-injure himself, and now he's out for the season. Make it make sense.
Yeah. You can't really.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Is
why
that
we
a-
always. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say, is that Tom Hurd at the top there? Fullback?
Yes.
Is that James?
Yes, it is.
Kidd?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, what are you saying, Chris?
I was going to say that's why Sean is 100%. Selection integrity matters, but Fly has none. Look at all we talk about it every week. We talk about all the kids we think should play. Look at Cribs should not be playing. Sidebottom should not be playing. Pendlebury, look, we love you, but you shouldn't be playing. All the kids we talk about in the VFL every week should be playing, but they don't because he doesn't have selection integrity, and it pisses me off. I watch the VFL as much as everyone else, and I think to myself, what the fuck are we doing? We've got all these kids in the VFL, and then you're bagging Saxena. What the fuck are you doing, bro? He's one of the best in the VFL this year. He kicked 5 goals last week. What the fuck are we doing? Just play these kids or else fucking don't be the coach of Collingwood. You don't want to be the coach. You don't want to play the kids, then fuck off. Play the kids or else don't be the coach. That's how I fucking feel.
Yeah, that's basically where we're at. Yeah. All right, I'll read out the comment. I agree on selection, but I don't think even that'll help Brisbane. Carlton, Brisbane, Melbourne, Freo, and Hawthorn will require getting it right. I just, but I don't think Sidey could win the game for Carlton if he tried to. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. We've got guys that we know they're going to be playing in this finals run, but they shouldn't be. And I think, we should be playing Sidey this week to give him his farewell game, and but then after that should be it. That should be him done because, again, he is more likely to cough up a goal to make us lose the game than he is to win us the game. That is the reality.
Agree.
How nice of you, Paul, to not mention Sydney in that.
You know what? I'm actually really interested to know how they're going to go because surely they're going to like fall in a pile of heap or whatever the saying is.
I agree with that.
No Warner, no Heaney. They are fucked. Oh, they've got Gordon. They've got Gordon, but no, they're fucking.
And no lizard too.
No, you need 2-3 fucking star midfielders to win a grand final these days. Even if they put Gordon in the midfield, which you're more than capable of, they've got no halfback, they've got no rebounds. Yeah, they're pretty much. Who the fuck's going to kick it to Charlie Curnow? They're fucked. They go out and straight said to me. I think whoever see Matt, you said they don't have anything to play for Brisbane, but they've got third to play for. Because if you finish third, you play Sydney, and that's an instant win.
That's right.
If you finish fourth, you go to Freo. Happened. Yeah. So Brisbane would think, fucking hell, here we. So Brisbane will think, fucking hell, we need to win this game. We need to beat Collingwood.
Keep third.
Yeah, well, Collingwood might be. We just need to just rest players and whatnot.
Yeah. See, the more kids that play for Collingwood this week, the more likely we are to win. I keep saying that because they'll be desperate to keep their spot.
I agree.
But it's also as well too when you're playing the kids and you're dropping these guys who don't deserve games. Those guys then start to get hungry and then they become better players themselves. Like it's a circle of life. What is it called? It's like I don't know. It's just basically like a life sort of balance, pretty much, where it's when you have these kids coming in and putting genuine selection pressure on because they're actually taking these games away from the players. That's when they sort of go, well, shit. Like it's not that my list was up for grabs. It is up for grabs, and I'm now playing VFL. Like the reality is, I'm playing VFL. Shit, I need to lift. And the fact that we don't the fact that we haven't done that this year, outside of a Tim Membry who really only played the one game, and mind you, that was such a shithouse game he played too. If that doesn't explain to you how bad we've been with selection integrity, then nothing will.
I see with that ladder there. So apparently it's been calculated. Hawthorn have to win by more than 60 points than what Brisbane. So if Brisbane win by 20 against Collingwood, Hawthorn would have to win by 60 against West Coast. So it's a 40-point difference between second and third. It's been calculated. So I
see what you mean. Yep.
Yeah. So I could see Hawthorn smashing West Coast by 60, 70 points. I can see that.
Yep. See that.
So and if Brisbane only win by 20, well, the Hawthorn overtake him. So it's third. So by finishing third, basically you're playing a home prelim because you're going to smash Sydney, regardless if it's Hawthorn or Brisbane. And if it's Brisbane's case, that's almost like a grand final. They've walked into a grand final because they're going to be impossible to beat in Brisbane, knowing that this is at their home ground. They win this game, they're in another grand final. Hawthorn probably not guaranteed grand final, but whoever finishes third walks into that prelim, a home prelim.
Yep.
And I think Brisbane would probably come out want to win by 50, 60 points themselves, Matt.
Yep.
And just eliminate that from Hawthorn.
Get rid of that. Yeah. So we have. It's not certainly not a dead rubber for Brisbane.
No.
And Collingwood, I just think we'll treat it like a final.
Okay.
Yep.
Because that's now the prelims now just. A prelim, whoever finishes third, that's your prelim now. That's just been handed to you.
Yeah. Yeah, third is gold.
Yeah. And if Brisbane finish third and they have a home prelim, I don't see anyone beating them. No one will beat them. No one. They'll just walk to a grand final.
Yep.
Or other players have to other teams have to struggle, fight hard. They'll just walk.
Yep. So what we're okay. This is Collingwood are stopping a three-peat. We can help stop Brisbane.
Yes.
Three-peat.
Correct.
As much as I'd hate Hawthorn to get an easy run into a prelim,
yeah.
we can send Brisbane to Perth, and then
Correct.
they'll lose to Freo. Fuck, it's huge. It's massive now.
Yeah.
The difference between third and fourth is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wow.
So for Brisbane, finishing third is like a grand final. For Hawthorn, it's like a prelim.
Bloody hell.
Could you imagine if we actually get Hawthorn in the grand final and we actually draw it, just quietly?
No. There's extra time in grand finals now, isn't there?
Yes.
I want to say yes.
Yeah.
And Matt, I'll tell you what, it's unlikely, Matt, but you guys could help us as well. If Melbourne lose, if Hawthorn lose, we go to third. That's prelim for us.
How do you get to third?
Yeah.
If we win, that's 60 points. We'd have to rely on Melbourne, Hawthorn, and Brisbane all losing because we've got better percentage.
Hawthorn's not going to lose. Hawthorn's not going to lose. So you would only get Melbourne and Brisbane.
That's why I said very unlikely. Crows, they've got GW. Yeah, Crows could go to fourth. So it could go to third easily on percentage. So that Collingwood and Brisbane game has huge ramifications.
Okay, so you're saying there's a few other teams that need to win, and also Collingwood needs to win.
Yeah.
Then you can go to third.
Yes, correct.
All right, we need to tank, guys. That's it.
Yeah, sorry, we can't
no
help you, John.
Fucking way I want that.
No fucking way. No fucking way. I'm not helping you. I'm sorry.
It's not a final now. It's an absolute dead rubber now.
Yeah. Sorry, Lucas. Sorry, but I'm not helping you.
Yeah. I gotta go, guys. Do you want to keep playing along, Sean?
Are we still doing the opposition?
I was about to head off as well.
That's at 10:30.
Yeah, I was about to head off as well.
All right, let's pull the pin, and guys, stay tuned for the Oppo combo.
Yep, we'll be there.
Opposition fan Lucas will be there, and a few other Oppo fans, and that will be at 10:30 tonight. So hang in there, and thanks very much. Good stuff, Sean, and
very funny.
Congratulations on getting the
congratulations,
back
Sean.
up and running.
Absolutely.
So thanks for joining us. Obviously, Sean, Lucas, and Chris.
Yep, no worries.
Yeah.
And thanks everyone in the chat getting involved. And we'll see you in about 3 hours.
Yep, no worries. Thanks for having us.
Awesome. Great job. All right. Go Pies.
Go Pies.
Go Pies.